Welcome everybody to another episode of No Fear Cooking with Magda, Blaine. Oh, that's your Magda. I'm Blaine. That's right, and Babbitt. Hey, I'm getting all confused here. Hey, buddy, looking a little woolly. You need a haircut next week, don't you? Speaking of haircuts, 17 weeks here since I had a haircut. I'll tell you, thank God we're cooking, because that's something else. Hey, listen, this is going to be a fun week today. If you went back and took a look at all our videos, what's the number one video? It's making bread. And today we're going to make a specialty bread. Today we are going to be making Focaccia bread, an Italian bread. Oh, it is out of this world. And we've got some twists for you. We've got some great additions. You are going to enjoy Focaccia bread. You know, every now and then we have people over for dinner. And no matter what Magda makes, the Focaccia bread always seems to be the first thing that's going.
Fast.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
And easy.
Yeah, and folks, it's not white pizza. Just so you know that. It is not white pizza. There's a difference between the two, so do not let them tell you that it's the same thing, because it's not. So we're going to be doing Focaccia bread today for you. It is going to be a great thing you can eat anytime with any meal. I want to give a shout out. Today I want to give a shout out to our friends up in Rhode Island, Beth and Ron Bryant.
Hi, Beth and
Now,
Ron.
Beth is a good Italian girl. And she has some great recipes that she's been able to share with us and bring down to us. Actually, she came down one time to visit with a whole trunk load of food for us. Wow, it was so spectacular. But you know what? She was a home economics professor, teacher. And you know what? You don't see that anymore. So when Magda talks to people about that the little ones involved, be it little, be it middle school, be it high school, you're not going to get this stuff anywhere else because they don't teach it in the schools anymore. But Beth was a great teacher. She was a great cook. They're great friends. Hey, this episode's for you. And I'm going to tell you what, everybody, you're going to enjoy Focaccia. So now, Magda, why don't you head over that way why don't you go start the fun? Okay. Babbitt, don't get too excited. Okay. Now, for today's episode, our ingredients are going to be as follows. We need 6 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of gluten, 2 tablespoons of active dry yeast, 2 tablespoons of oil, or butter if you want, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a tablespoon of salt, and 3 cups of water.
Hello, let's start a happy, healthy, and a terrific day cooking with Magda and Blaine, of course, and Nathaniel's filming. And before I do the Focaccia bread, which is going to be super easy, I'm going to start the tomatoes. I like to put on my Focaccia grilled tomatoes, and they'll look just like this when they're done. And I have to start them now so they cool so I can handle them. The skin is very, very thick, so once you put them in the oven, I put my glove on, it's going to be super easy to take the skin off, see? And that's what we're going to use for my Focaccia on top. I'll put it back now for now, and I'm going to put on top 2 tablespoons of olive oil on the tomatoes. I'm going to put about half a teaspoon of salt, and I'll mix them all. Half a teaspoon of pepper and a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed pepper. Now it's going to give a little bit zing to the tomatoes, and I'll put them in the oven for 25 minutes, just till they crack the skin, and they'll be ready for my Focaccia. I'm going to put them in the oven. I put my glove on so it'll be easier to handle the oven when I open the door. And they go in the oven. I have a small oven here that fits on the counter and enough for just small things to cook. 25 minutes till my tomatoes will be done, and they'll look just like that. I did them so I don't have to take your time. While the bread is going to rise, I'm going to clean them, and you'll see how nice they'll come off. Now, you know what to do the rest. So let's start with the Focaccia bread. Now, I'm ready for starting the Focaccia bread. I'm starting just like with the bread that it's in our video. If you're going to watch it, it's very easy. And I'm not saying very easy. It's time consuming, but you can do it. There's no fear. And I'm starting with the 3 cups of flour. I'm going to put everything in one time. So it's completely, I wasn't sure. Okay, let's start with 2 of the yeast. 2 tablespoons. I'm going to put it away. It's done. This way I won't forget. 1 tablespoon of salt on the other side, just because. I'm going to put, we need a little bit of sugar, 2 tablespoons, and I like to use brown sugar. You can use, if you like to, a white one. It's okay. I'm going to use the gluten, which is adding more protein, and you can check on it. I'm not a chemist, but it's saying the bread stays fresher, makes a little bit more bubbles, and also is digest better, having a little bit. You don't have to add it. Sometimes I don't. And I'm ready for 2 tablespoons of olive oil, the best olive oil for the focaccia, please, and 3 cups of water. I'm going to dump it all once. And this will take about a minute to mix and to get a very nice, ready to mix the whole 6 cups together. We'll put little by little. It's much easier to have the Danish whisk, as you see it. It incorporates in what? In 30 seconds, everything. And as you're going to add your flour, it's going to incorporate faster and easier on your hands. And last time I had my son to do it because yes, it takes about 8 minutes altogether. So your hands might get a little bit tired. As you see, I changed from one hand to the other, and it's not a big amount. Like my mom used to do 50 pounds at a time, and my sisters at their store to do the donuts. Now I'm going to add 1 more cup, and I try to measure it. Don't have to be exactly precise, but a little bit precise. And again, what makes it so easy, I try to mix everything the same way every time. And also, not just that, but having the bread, making it like this. And then you can switch the same dough for pizza and the same dough for focaccia bread. And I'm just going to throw 1 more. I like, at the 4th cup, I like to do a little bit of this. Beating like that is going to add a lot of air into my dough, and the yeast is going to work faster and good. It's like little soldiers I have here. They're going to line up to work for you guys for the bread. And as you see, it's going to form these little strings. That is mean it's a lot of air. Look at this. Look at the air already getting into. So it's a minute work, yes, but it's not too bad. Again, let the little ones and teenager, any age, to help. This is the 4th cup. I'm going to add 1 more to the 5th cup. Again. Now, this is the 5th cup. And if you look already, look how nice the dough looks. It's already, you could see it with the eyes that it starts to work. The gluten, it's already activated because we are working it by mixing it nice. And isn't it nice with the Danish whisk? You don't have to go with the hands, but if you prefer, it's okay. It's not bad, it's not hard. Now this is the 5th cup, and it's a little bit harder to mix. My counter, it's a little bit, look at the bubbles they make already, and the noise. Look at the strings that you hear and you see. Look at them already. And the bubbles. Oh, you can just love this dough. Now this is the 6th cup. And at the 6th cup, just because this is a little bit higher, hurts a little bit, I'm going to move it at the sink. That just because in case you want it to make it easier, come over at the sink and I'll show you what we do with the next cup. It's going to be easier to mix. I'm going to add just about half of the last cup, just in case we don't need the whole thing, because we're going to keep some for kneading on the counter. So if you're coming at the sink, look how easy it is to mix. Much easier. Put something under to hold your pan, and that's what my mom used to do when she got a little bit shorter. With age, I guess it gets shorter and it's harder on mixing. Look how nice it's taking all the flour, the water absorb everything, and the last minute I'm going to have it on the counter. And literally it takes about 8, the most 10 minutes to mix this beautiful dough for focaccia today. So I'm going to move it now to the counter and finish it with my hands now. I'm having my counter ready, and it's okay if it's not wood on the counter. It cleans faster. And I would like to tell you that some days you might not need completely the 6 cups. It all depends of the temperature outside, the humidity. So I'm going to add just a little bit of the last cup, and I'm going to knead it for about 1 minute because it's ready. If you look how beautiful is this dough, look at that. It's just, I'm going to knead it just a little bit. If you like to put a glove because you don't like to get a little bit messy, it's good, it's all right. You can go ahead and put a glove on it, and I'm going to work it a little bit, kneading like this. It's a beautiful dough, feels just like the Play-Doh when you were kids. Look at this. And it should be like that, not too wet, but not too dry. And again, 1 minute, and do you see how it gets off? Yeah, just push and hold here, and it's already coming off the hands. It's ready. And again, look at the counter, how clean it is. Can you do another little flour? Yeah, if you feel like it. And then I'm going to take it and put it to rest. What do we say usually? Let's go pray. And I have this container, I just found it, that has a very good top that will get very sealed, nice. And I put a little bit of oil on the bottom, look at that. I'm going to turn it to get a little bit oil and push it again. And make it in a nice bowl. And let my soldiers work now. I'm going to put the top and 1 hour to rest for the dough, and you'll see how beautiful it is. It's the other way around. So 1 hour. See you in a little bit. Hello, we are back with the step of getting the focaccia ready in the pan. But I'm going to show you what beautiful dough we have today. Look at this. Just look how beautiful it is. And I'm just going to gentle, as with the bread, just kind of look at this. Look at the strings of life there, and good love for baking a good bread. And we are going to use about a little bit more than half for the focaccia, and I'll have enough for 1 pizza tomorrow. I'll put it in the refrigerator. Look at this beautiful dough. So an hour, today was 1 hour and 20 minutes. I left it just because I was busy with my tomato, and that's okay. I'm going to take about 1 pound off to just keep it for a pizza tomorrow. About 1 pound is just good enough for pizza. So let me put it here. I'm measuring. Yep, oh, exactly 1 pound. Hey, look at this. My mom was so happy because usually they used to count every donut to weigh it. So it's 1 pound there, and the rest I'm going to use it for the focaccia. Just like that. I'm going to put the best olive oil you have on the bottom. Just give it a good swish like that. And now look at this beautiful dough. I'm going to take it, lift it up, and put it in the pan, just like that. Yep, perfect. I'm going to put a little bit on my hand so I can, just with the hands, you don't need anything else to put it directly. The pan, it's a pan that was used many years, so it doesn't look at the pretty bubbles here. Yes, it's a very nice rested dough. Said lots of good prayers, and our soldiers are here working it. Yep, making the yeast. It's a little bit hard to find this right now. We are, 2 months in the pandemic, and I had a hard time to find it. I found yesterday at Walmart little cans, and I was very happy to buy them. So we are ready. I'm going to let it rest for just about 2 minutes because it's kind of pooling, which it's okay. It means it's a very good dough, so I can stretch it longer for 2 minutes. Just take a break, 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes went by. I just put a little bit of oil again because it's all right. And look how nice now, after 2 minutes, the dough is rested. So it's going to let me to work it a little bit easier. Oh, and it's fun to work with the dough. Oh, dear friends, just, it's watering my mouth already thinking how good this focaccia is going to be. Yeah, lasă gura apă. That's how we say it in Romanian. So now I'm going to start to add the tomatoes on top of my focaccia today, and black olives and green olives, and I want to be sure I don't forget a little bit extra salt on top. And what I do, I just go make little holes, and right in the holes put a little bit tomatoes, and it's going to be delicious. Sometimes the dough, because it's so good, is going to try to go back, so you just make a little. It's okay to do it this way, and just put as much as you want to or as little you want to. I like to put a lot of tomatoes in mine, so I'm going to make a lot of nice holes, or punch it down gentle, and put a little bit green, a little bit black olives, make it here and there and everywhere. It's going to be a delicious bread. We had it with friends and family, and how much fun is to do it right when they're here. Sometimes it's fun. You don't have to do it ahead. I'm just going to finish. And the tomatoes, when they cook like this, they have good flavors from the olive oil, salt, pepper again. It's such an easy meal to make. You can make a meal of this. We'll have a little bit meat from last week. We did what did we do, Nathaniel, last week? A bolognese sauce, of course. So we're going to have with that a little bit. Now, should I put more? Yep, I'm going to put a couple more of, and you can do whatever patterns you want to. You can add other stuff to it. But this, for me, I found out is the best way to do it this way. You can, of course, play more, but it's okay. Don't need to. I'm just going to push it up. Look, all the way to the ends. All the way to the ends. And the tray is just perfect. From the 6 pounds of flour, we have about 4 pounds of dough. Now, the 3 pounds I use it for this. If not, it's too much. If it's too little. And the 1 pound that I kept, I'm going to do a pizza tomorrow. I'm going to put it right in the bowl here. Look how it's getting a little bit growing already, just even though I worked it. I'm going to put it nice in a Ziploc bag, and tomorrow is going to be a pizza. Or you can freeze it and take it out of the freezer. It can stay up to 3 months in the freezer, and it's as fresh as you put it in. So, that's enough for one pizza, just like this big, 1 pound, okay? So let's finish here, and I'm going to wait for about 10 minutes to just a little bit rise for about 10 minutes, and then we'll put it in the oven. So we'll see you. I'm going to put, while you're waiting, I'm going to put a couple more black olives in between. So you don't have to watch it, or I'm sorry if I'm too slow. It's the last step to put it in the oven. Well, nope, one more step. I'm going to put a little bit salt. It's the kind that it's a little bit bigger. Not just as much as you like to. And if you have some fresh herbs you like to, go at this point and put them on. Look at these nice bubbles. Just look how beautiful it is. Look at this one. So it's a perfect dough, and you only work 10 minutes. You just put a lot of love in it, and the rest is good. You can drizzle a little bit more olive oil. Actually, I will drizzle just a tiny bit, very little bit, very tiny bit. And ready to go in the oven. 25 minutes at 425.
All right. Wow, look at that. What focaccia bread. You got olives, you got some tomatoes in that. And what can you eat it with, Magda? What do you have here?
Oh, we have a little bit cold cuts with a little bit cheese if you like to. I have a mixture of like mushrooms that I bought.
Okay, we don't have time to talk about rain, sleet, hail, or Storm, it is storming like crazy outside. We're trying to get this thing done for you. But Magda keeps wanting to say something. What do you say in Romanian what tastes really, really good, Magda?
Îți lasă gura apă când mănânci ceva foarte bun. Vicky Ioane întotdeauna spune, lasă gura apă, poftă bună, te rog. How is the bread?
So damn good it stinks, folks.
And also, we have a little bit of the, tell me, Blaine, what is here?
That's the bolognese sauce.
The bolognese sauce. And we go, I even have a sausage that I'm going to eat today. And with a little bit of the bolognese sauce left over from last week. So, manja, till
folks,
next time.
week,
You go ahead.
Magda, Blaine, and Babbitt, take care.
Delicious. And again, so easy to make. Please try it. Let us know how it is.